Take a look at this picture. We all recognize this figure, but let's state a simple, factual truth. Ronald McDonald does not exist. To understand a sentence like that, your brain has to conjure an image of a red-haired, hamburger-peddling clown. You are forced to form a mental relationship with the exact object you are trying to say isn't there. Philosophers call this phenomenon intentional inexistence. It occurs when a person perceives or thinks about an object that lacks a real-world counterpart. This creates a severe paradox. Normally, a name acts as a pointer to a specific entity. If I say Angela Merkel, the name points to an actual physical person. How can the name Ronald McDonald refer to an individual if there is no individual to point to? If we cannot coherently explain what it means for something not to exist, we lose our grip on ontology, the philosophical study of reality itself. We need a reliable mechanism to separate the real from the imaginary. In the late 19th century, metaphysician Alexius Meinong proposed the first-order theory of existence. He argued that existence is simply a property of an individual, exactly like having mass, being round, or being colored red. This diagram shows how Meinong sorted reality. The larger circle contains things that possess being, everything you can possibly think of. Inside is a smaller circle for things possessing existence. Humans go in both. Corporate mascots only go in the being circle. A fictional character has properties like wearing yellow. It just lacks the specific property of existing. But Meinong's math eventually breaks down. If every combination of properties creates an object that has being, we end up with an endlessly overpopulated universe. We even have to grant being to impossible, contradictory concepts, like a round square. Treating existence as a physical trait matches how we speak, but fails when applied to logical contradictions. To avoid a universe cluttered with round squares, philosophers sought a completely different mathematical approach. In the 20th century, logicians like Bertrand Russell championed a new orthodox position, the second-order theory. They argued that existence isn't a trait belonging to an individual at all. Instead, it is a property of properties, a mathematical tool known as a quantifier. This logic flow shows the second-order theory. When we say Ronald McDonald doesn't exist, we aren't pointing to a missing individual. We pass properties like happy and clown through a real-world filter, returning 0 instances. Counting 0 instances is perfectly logical. We don't need to invent an impossible object to talk about it. By moving existence out of physical traits and into the realm of mathematical counting, logicians saved formal logic from a universe choked by impossible objects. We can use quantifiers and properties to neatly sort fictional clowns and impossible shapes. But applying these strict ontological rules to ourselves is a much heavier task. For centuries, theology maintained a strict separation between a thing's essence, its intrinsic nature and defining qualities, and its existence, the mere fact that it is here. Historically, the belief was that essence came first, dictated by a creator, and existence followed. The existentialist movement of the 20th century completely inverted this relationship for human beings. Thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir authored the core doctrine of the movement. For humanity, they argued, existence precedes essence. The implication is stark. A telephone or a stick has an essence the moment it is conceived. But humans are not born with pre-programmed traits, definitions, or an intrinsic purpose. You are thrown into reality first. From there, you have to actively carve your essence out of the raw material of your choices. It's a burden that echoes a line from Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well. Our remedies oft in ourselves do lie, which we ascribe to heaven. The final realization of ontology isn't about learning how to mathematically tally up reality. It is recognizing that we bear the absolute responsibility